welcome to the Transfer Exchange Show. I am your host, Kieran Stewart, and we are live right now with the Transfer Roundup. And we have, first of all, let's say hello to the people in the comment section. People in the comment section, give us a little hello. Come on, don't be shy. Don't be shy. All right, you're being shy. And people joining us right now, thanks for joining us. Make sure you press the like and subscribe, first of all, before we get going. Boom. We've got some top news today in our Europa League esque style special. We've got news from Villarreal, their transfer, latest news. We've got the latest from Roma. Potentially, we could be seeing a Sarri back in management. We've got a little bit of Arsenal news, and we've got some Man United news as well. Hence the Europa League special. We've also got bits and bobs. We've got some player profiles from our man Jerome, and some youth prospects to keep an eye on. So, without further ado, let's crack on with the show. How is everyone? Steve, how you doing?
Yep, how you doing, Kieran? Hello, everybody out there. Looking forward to this evening's show and looking forward to the games tomorrow.
Boom, boom, boom. And Jerome, how you doing down there?
Yeah, fine. Big week of European football, so all good, thanks.
All right. Well, as I said, we've got some player profiles. We've got some youth players from Villarreal and Roma to speak about. We're going to be giving you the latest transfer news coming from those four teams and the bits and bobs elsewhere. So let's crack on. Once again, people, please, I can see you joining 23, 24, more 5 and more. It keeps on going up. Hit the like button now. The more people can see this. It's all about algorithms, people. So hit that button, send it off to someone else. All right.
You've all played that arcade game, haven't you? You know, when you're jumping in.
Although on YouTube, you need to bring in the you know the buttons everywhere else where you can just absolutely frap it, and give us multiple likes, YouTube, you need to do this. You need to give us multiple likes. I'm sure there's people out there who will be giving us multiple likes, just going, getting their track and field on. Do you know what I mean? Anyone over the age of 30 will know about track and field. All right, and if you don't, you might know about Athens. But that's another day. We might play that live. All right, let's crack on with the transfer roundup then. Boom. It's not official until it's scrolling down the bottom, so it's there now. All right, PSG are putting pressure on Kylian Mbappe to sign a new deal, but the French forward is not going to commit for too long. That's worrying times. Real Madrid are not prepared to sell 22-year-old Norwegian midfielder Martin Ødegaard, who's on loan at Arsenal until the end of the season. Manchester United and Arsenal have been linked with French 18-year-old midfielder Eduardo Camavinga, who has decided not to extend his contract. You may have heard earlier on in the summer, there was talk about Rennes potentially willing to sell Camavinga for 40 million. Some were outraged that he would go for such a lesser fee, and some were like, it's a bit much for an 18-year-old. But with the amount of the talent this kid has, 40 million could be seen as quite a snippet, considering at 17 he's already had, by the age of 17, he'd already had about 4 or 5 caps for the men's French team, not no under 21s. Skip that into the men's team by the age of 17, which is no mean feat. Jerome, you've had a little look up on how he's been doing this season. How's he getting on?
Yeah, from what I've seen, how he's been getting on this season, top drawer. I mean, like you said, he's represented his national team. He became the youngest goal scorer for them since about 1914. When he scored for them in October. Yeah. He started 90% of the games. Now, only Saka, in all the teenagers in the top 5 leagues in Europe, has played more minutes than Camavinga this season. So he's played a lot of football.
Yeah.
So this season, as opposed to last season he was playing more in a sort of holding role, whereas this season they're sort of letting him roam a bit more. He's more sort of box to box, and his diverse skill set is like, it's there for all to see. He can dictate sort of the tempo of a game. He covers vast areas of the pitch. He's popping up in all different positions, committing other midfielders. And he's such a silky player. And yeah, he's broken into the team there. And I think he's, by the looks of things, he's just getting better and better. So yeah, having a fantastic season.
It would seem a bit criminal to just have him as a defensive midfielder, wouldn't it? He's got so much about his game that you want him to be a bit more free, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. Maybe initially when he broke in, maybe just to discipline him a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, but now he's sort of he's picking up positions all over. He's playing so well. It's just obvious when you watch him how good this player is.
Yeah. All right. We'd definitely be keeping an eye on that transfer. Whether it's Man United or Arsenal or not. I know Real Madrid are very interested. That seems to have cooled off a little bit, but this kid's a top talent. So I'm sure if he goes to the Euros, which he probably will do, I'm sure after that there'll be many a club sniffing around him then. Barcelona will let French centre-back Samuel Titi leave in the summer with AC Milan and Italy defender Alessandro Romagnoli a possible replacement. Watford are set to offer former winger Ashley Young a 1-year deal if they get promoted back to the Premier League. The English player's contract at Inter Milan runs out in the summer. I mean, I've got to say, Ashley Young has had an incredible career. I remember when he started off at Watford, really exciting player. Went on to Aston Villa in that Aston Villa team that was a really good Aston Villa team with Stuart Downing and those players in there. England caps, Man United trophies all over the place. And then Inter Milan as well. I mean, that's an excellent CV. Brilliant career. And it would be a nice touch to finish it at the club he started at as well.
Yeah.
Atletico Madrid are interested in 19-year-old midfielder Nicolo Rabbiola, who's currently on loan from Juventus. Plus Udinese right back Nuya Manola. You had a look at midfielder Nicolo Rabbiola, did you not, Jerome?
Yeah.
What's he saying?
Yeah, I like this guy. I like him a lot. Yeah, so as you mentioned, Juve have bought him. Juve bought him for 20 million from Genoa, but he's still staying with Genoa. I think he's going to be there until the end of next season. I think that's the sort of deal that they've agreed. He's a Italy youth international, like a deep line playmaker. His technique when he passes the ball, it's like top draw. He could the way he plays, he could be a central midfielder for Barcelona. The way he plays, he reminds me a little bit of like Frankie de Jong, and he is actually known for his like grit and determination in midfield. But when I watch him, his ability on the ball sort of outweighs all that stuff. And for his age, I think he's one of the best central midfielders around.
Yeah,
cracking player, lovely player to watch. Yeah, really good.
All right, thanks for that, Jerome. Ajax are willing to sell Argentinian defender Nicolas Tagliafico for 13 million with Leeds and Man City and Inter Milan all interested in the left back. 13 million for Nicolas Tagliafico. That's a bargain, isn't it?
I can't work that one out, to be honest with you.
So Steve's potentially eyeing him up as a competition stroke. Kieran Tierney, is he going to get back in the team?
I think he's just as good as Tierney, but probably got different
more
attributes.
robust.
Yeah, just different attributes to their game. I think Tierney's fantastic. I think he'll go on to be a fantastic Arsenal player.
Yeah,
but I think I've said for a while now that I feel that Arsenal needs some older heads at the back, and this guy. He's just quality. I've not spoken to anybody who don't think he is quality, and he would be competition for Kieran Tierney, and they would be back and forth. And where Tierney gets injured a lot, he would be in, and Tierney would be waiting, I think, for Tagliafico to get injured himself or drop a form, and that's no slant on Kieran Tierney. He's just that Nicolas Tagliafico is a quality left back. 30 million, unbelievable.
What is it you like about Tagliafico, about his game?
I like his toughness.
Yeah.
I like the way that he can get forward. I like the way that he's a defender. He is a proper left back defender, which is what I like. And he's got that experience. His positioning is excellent. One of the best around. But then again, that's not. Shouldn't be surprising to anybody, considering that the guy he's Argentinian and he obviously started from Argentina, and the Argentinian defenders are just when we're like at school, we will want to be flying winners and scoring hat-tricks every time. Argentinian players, a lot of them did want to be defenders. They're tough, and his positioning as well comes from his time at Ajax.
Yeah.
So
which would give him that added sort of bit of attacking flair and freedom that a good combination will make a good combination.
Yeah, I don't know what's the matter with him. I don't know if he smells or something. I don't know.
No. Well, it's their thing, isn't it? Ajax. They sell their players. They have to sell their players. They move them on, and they've probably got a youngster in the youth team that's coming through, and this old dinosaur is probably at the tender age of 26 or something ridiculous like that. Is probably blocking his path. So with Ajax, they want to move that on, and then bring in a new player. So yeah. All right. So Steve, you've got a little bit of news on Villarreal and Man United. Let's keep it the two teams against each other. Villarreal, Man United. Boom. Let's go.
Right. What do you mean, Roma and Man United?
Sorry. It's a test.
I'd rather Arsenal being playing Villarreal. So don't give him Villarreal to Man United.
We won't get onto that. We'll get onto that tomorrow.
That's another
program. For another day. Steve, United and Roma news you have.
Right. I'll start off with Manchester United. Jesse Lingard, he's trying to force a move through for West Ham, or he will try to force a move through if he's not let if he gets called back in the summer. There's been a fee that was previously set at 15 million. That has risen by another 5 million. I didn't think he was allowed to do that, but obviously you can, because David Moyes is not very happy about it. But he wants to stay at West Ham, and it's not surprising really, because I think he'll just go back to Manchester United, and he'll just go back and sitting on the bench again. So yeah, that's with him. They're on the hunt again for wonder kid. This guy is called Abdullah Sima. I think we mentioned him last week, but then there's been the fleeting talks have started, I've been told today. He's a young guy who plays for Slavia Prague. He's 19 goals in 35 appearances this season. He's only 21.
Played against Arsenal, good bit of pace. I know Jerome looked at him before. Looks like a good player, quite raw.
Yeah, and from where we got this information from, it's just gone that little bit further now. There's also a little coming out today about players that won't be going to Manchester United. It was a little thing that I just done through, not so much getting from your contacts, but just like digging a little bit. Grealish he won't be going Man United, Sancho or Haaland. Reasons what I've been told is that Grealish is just Villa was just keeping going on about 80 million, and they don't feel that he fits the profile now of a United player, and 80 million is just too much for Manchester United. Sancho, we just finished that one again. It's just too much money. They're not going to drop from that 108. And today it was announced in the Athletic that they're not dropping the 108, and it would just be out of Manchester United's reach to sign him, unless they get an influx of money from somewhere. I don't know. And also Haaland is the only way he's leaving this summer is 130 million, and that's another one who will be out of Manchester United's reach. The only ones that would be available now for Manchester United that they're looking at will be Harry Kane, it will be Andres Silva, it will be Rafael Varane, and it will be Pau Torres, who we will talk about in a while. We all know that Eric Bailly has signed a new contract now. A lot of Man United's supporters thought, well, that was their new centre back now, then that they wouldn't need one, but that's not the case. Manchester United will be still looking for a centre back, and that centre back will be either Rafael Varane or Pau Torres of Villarreal. So I dare say we'll have to talk about that because Manchester United. I mean, Pau Torres has released clause of 50 million.
Okay.
And after the Euros, you could easily see United signing Torres. They're keeping an eye on him along with Varane.
Yeah.
With both of them, Varane's now turned down 3 contracts with offers with Real Madrid. The only difference would be with Manchester United is that obviously Varane's wages would be a lot more than what Torres's would be. So there's a thing there. So they're your 2 centre backs that Man United are in for at the moment, and that's Man United. So I don't know if there's anything there you want to before I go on to Roma.
No. We'll get onto the Pau Torres bit in a little while. We get to Villarreal. But yeah, Roma.
Yeah, Roma playing Arsenal on Thursday night. There's a busy time going on at Roma at the moment. Very busy, ins and outs all over the place. A player called Borja Mayoral, who's on loan from Real Madrid. He's quality player, absolute quality player. Please go and have a look at him. He will cause Manchester United some problems Thursday. He scored 7 goals this season. As I said, United really need to keep their eye on this guy. He's, as I say, he's already at the club. It's a deal that's going to be worth 15 million. So it's pretty much a no-brainer, and for me, an absolute bargain for this guy. And you'll watch him on Thursday night because he will be playing. And Real Madrid are quite happy to let him go. Roma have also been in talks with the biggest news that's coming out of Roma is that Juventus manager Maurizio Sarri is literally on the verge of being Roma's new manager. Owner Frederikin has decided that he wants the former Chelsea coach to take over from Paulo Fonseca, who they don't get on, and they're just not happy with his off the field antics and the way apparently he treats the players. So he's gone. Juventus will be happy to let Sarri go. There's just a 2.5 million compensation for the 62-year-old to leave a year earlier. There's nothing signed yet, but Carlo has promised me he will keep me updated with what's going on. But I think that's more or less done. He's already been sort of, telling the chairman that the type of players that he wants and the ones that he wants out already. They're looking for a goal scorer. Sarri has always been running over the club. So as you say, I think it's done. He wants to strengthen his side. He's by bringing in 4 players. Starting with a goalkeeper who's Pau Lopez, who I always thought was a good goalkeeper, but in recent weeks he's been playing well. But what Sarri wants, he wants a goalkeeper who could use his feet, and Pau Torres cannot.
How well did the last one do with them ones?
Yeah,
70 million on a goalkeeper that could do with his feet, but he can't do nothing with his hands.
Yeah. So he's literally. He won't be the goalkeeper for Roma next, but he's a decent goalkeeper. Another player who looks like he could be on his way out, or certainly out of the first team, is someone we spoke about before called Brian Reynolds, who was bought from DC United. He's an excellent prospect, but he's just not ready, to play at the top level yet. So a new fullback will be needed. Edo Dzeko is certain to leave. He'll be on his way, and the players that are looking at coming in will be Dusan Vlahovic or the Torino captain Andre Bellotti, and all these players are on Thiago Pinto's list. I mean, someone who is safe and won't be leaving will be Emric Mkhitaryan. He's gone back to his Dortmund form since he's been gone to the club, found a new lease of life. And we was just talking about goalkeepers, and Roma goalkeeper Antonio Barrente, who is the backup to Paul Lopez, today joined AC Milan on a free transfer. He will now be back up to Donnarumma. So he's gone from backup to Roma to backup at AC Milan. Nothing to do with the teams that we're talking about tonight, but Paolo Maldini is hoping soon that they sort this Donnarumma out. So there's the latest from Manchester United and Roma.
All right, thank you very much for that, Steve. And Jerome, you had a little look at a Roma youth player. Which one was it?
Yeah, so this is Ricardo Calafiore, an 18-year-old left back that plays for Roma. So he's been with Roma since he was 9. He's a proper product of their youth academy, and he's been linked with a lot of big clubs. He's been linked with United, Juventus, PSG, and as I say, he's only 18, and he signed a new contract there until 2025. And he's regarded as one of the best young prospects in Italian football. Okay. Now, what's a bit of what the sort of story with him is his career nearly ended before it began. In 2018, he had a horrendous knee injury, and he got very badly tackled in right near the end of a game. And the doctor that done the surgery on his injury said that this type of injury happens once every 10 years. They said it was more like an injury that happens to someone that rides on motocross rather than a football. It doesn't look like a football injury. Anyway, he had his rehab, and he's come back, and he's 18, already played 9 games for the first team, and there's big things expected of him. But this knee injury, could have ended his career when he was only about 16. So amazing mental strength to come back from an injury. It's that type of injury at such a young age. Yeah. And they obviously with Roma, with a couple of their former players have left, a couple of their heroes, Totti. They want this guy to be like the next sort of
the next hero.
Yeah,
one club man.
Exactly. The next homegrown star for Roma. That's the hope anyway.
All right. Thanks for that, Jerome. Thank you very much. There is actually another player. We'll go straight on to this one. Ajax are looking at Ghana star for the second time this summer. He plays for Danish side Nordsjælland. His name is Kamaldeen Sulemana. And Mark Overmars has pinpointed him as a top prospect. Jerome, what's he saying?
I agree with Mr. Overmars. He's a top prospect. Yeah. So he's 19-year-old winger, and he's already a full Ghanaian international. Yeah, he played last season for Nordsjælland in Denmark. Been playing this season as well for the first team. He plays on the left wing, but he's right-footed, and he's been compared a little bit to Mane, and you can see that when he plays. For me, he's a little bit of a mix of Mane and Sterling. His build is very similar to Sterling. Yeah. But I don't know if when you watch Mane play, he'll have the ball, Mane, sort of stationary, and then he'll quickly go past the player. Yeah. He's got that sort of skill about him. But very, very tricky. Makes things happen. And I think Ajax might have signed someone recently as well, either from this team or a Ghanaian player. And this Sulemana could be the next one on the list. Yeah. I think it looks decent.
Yeah, I pinpointed this transfer just because Ajax are so well renowned for finding gems. They've done that throughout their footballing career. And there's one Brazilian player who they got not so long ago in the summer, who's a very tricky winger, and he looked very raw when they first got him. His name's Anthony, just Anthony, very Brazilian. He looked very raw when they first got him, and now he's just he's flourishing. They're sort of ironing out them standard things that not just bad habits, but sort of he's becoming more of a team player. He does his tricks in the right place at the moment. He's still got a lot to learn, but when it comes to Ajax finding gems, I like to keep an eye on them like this one.
Yeah. They know what they're doing, don't they?
They do know what they're doing. All right. Let's move on. Thanks for that, Jerome. What are we going to say? Where are we at now? Newcastle will need to pay Arsenal in the region of 20 million for 21-year-old English midfielder Joe Willock on a permanent deal. 20 million, you taking that one?
Yeah.
For me, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Good luck to him as well, because he's doing well.
He's doing well, isn't he? I think everyone's happy to see him doing well. As you mentioned earlier, incredible U-turn by Manchester United in keeping Eric Bailly. It looked like he was potentially going to be leaving Man United this season due to lack of a mixture in playing time, inconsistent playing time, should we say. But it seems his assurances of more game time has made the Ivory Coast international stay. Bayern Munich have agreed terms with Leipzig for coach Julian Nagelsmann, but Leipzig have agreed terms with Leipzig coach Julian Nagelsmann, but Leipzig are demanding a record fee to take over from Hansi Flick. As you mentioned earlier, Rafael Varane is looking closer to leaving Real Madrid in the summer after turning down yet another contract offer. Lucas Vazquez representative have been in talks with Arsenal. It looks like the Real Madrid right back will be leaving this summer. Man United have also had talks with his agent. Atletico Madrid are interested in Chelsea defender Azpilicueta, aka Dave. I just can't see him going. I thought it was a bit odd for the way that Frank Lampard kind of left him out of the team. I know he's aging a bit, but you can't. That sort of experience in that team, that leadership, Spanish international. He's still a quality player. He's very, very consistent. It's just. I don't know. It's just a bit. It's a bit of an odd one.
He's a centre back, is he? Is he a centre back?
He's a right back.
Where does he play?
He's a right back. Yeah. Back. He's lost a bit of pace, but with the pace he's lost, he still has a lot of other things, great attributes. Like I really rate Azpilicueta. He's a very good defender.
I like him. He's another one of the. He's another defender. And
he's a defender.
Defenders should defend.
He's a defender, but he could also get forward as well. Like he's got a good pass, good cross. He's a good player. Mets defender Babaku Konate has attracted interest from Roma and Atalanta, as well as Southampton, Norwich, and Newcastle, who are also following his teammate Pape Mete Sarr. Jerome, you had to look at both of them. What are they saying?
Yeah, well, Steve will like the centre back. Steve will like Kouyaté because he definitely is a defender that defends. He's centre back, 6'4", not really much of a ball playing centre back, more of someone that is fully committed, solid. I call him like a blocker. Like he likes to block things, puts his body on the line. He's a Mali international, and he only joined Metz in 2020 from a team called Troyes.
First division.
But if you want like a tall, strong, solid, no nonsense centre back, then this is at 24, not a bad age. Then that could be the one. And his teammate, as you mentioned, Pape Sarr, he's only 18, and he's already made his full debut for Senegal, central midfielder, and again only joined Metz in 2020 from a team in Senegal. already played 18 times for the first team there, and he is a physical presence in the centre of their midfield. Leggy, long strides, athletic, really good at winning the ball back, good in duels. And I don't know if it's a lazy comparison, but a strong, athletic centre midfielder, like a sort of a Vieira or a Decore for Everton, that sort of centre midfielder. But for 18, he looks pretty decent.
Very good player. All right.
Yeah.
Just had a text, just a little bit of breaking news. Lionel Messi's father has met Laporte today in a restaurant, and they've had dinner. Messi looks like he's close to signing a new contract.
All right. Thank you very much there, Steve. Exclusive news there from Steve K. If you read this live, you have not missed a morsel of transfer news. Quicker than anyone else out there.
Yeah, sorry if you heard the ding 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 ding.
I could tell you what his dad was eating for dinner. Steve, what was his dad eating for dinner?
Yeah.
Oh, they was having
tapas.
Yeah.
Fajitas, tortillas,
Spanish
paella,
yeah.
tortillas. Mwah, delicious. Seafood was lovely. All right. Back to work. Tottenham are monitoring Northampton's 19-year-old English striker Caleb Chukwuemeka. Oh, I'm sorry, Caleb. I've absolutely crucified your name. That's disgraceful. But we are going to make up for that by giving you an absolutely glowing endorsement, aren't we, Jerome?
Are you talking about the amazing Caleb Chukwuemeka? Is that who you are?
Oh, you practiced that. You practiced that, didn't you?
Chukwuemeka. I've been doing it in my head. Chukwuemeka.
You have. You've been practicing it, yeah.
Now I know it. Now I know who he is.
Yeah.
All right. What's he saying, Jerome?
Yeah. So as you say, he plays for Northampton. 19 years old. His brother is also a professional footballer, which we'll probably talk about a little bit later. But he's a forward. He made his debut for the first team only this season, and technically, he looks sort of too good for League One. Which obviously is the division that Northampton are in. He hasn't played a lot of football this season. He's only started twice for Northampton this season, but he's been involved in about 15 games. He scored once, and he's a sort of forward player that likes to be involved in the build-up. Will take up sort of deep positions. You'll find him on the wing.
Is that footwork? Sorry,
he's got skillful, calm on the ball.
Yeah,
has got that burst of pace.
There you go.
I see you later.
Yeah.
So he's too. I think he looks too good for League One, and I'm sure he'll sort of move up to.
So has he always been at Northampton? Was he always at Northampton?
I believe so. I know his brother was at Northampton.
Okay.
So I think so. Yeah.
Another bit of news, quick, that Messi may be having half a salary. Less money.
All right.
You don't mean he's in the restaurant and he's having half a celery.
Oh. Yes. Predictive text. Predictive text.
It's going off, and then when I'm seeing it, it's going off again away from me. But I'm sure that's what I'll have to. Don't take my word, because it really might be that he's having some celery in the restaurant. So
it could well be. It could well be, or he could be telling him he's splitting the bill. He's halving the bill. It could be telling him that.
What I think it said was that he is quite comfortable with the option of having a reduced salary.
How? What a turnaround! What a turnaround on that one as well. What a turnaround.
Yeah.
All right.
The fact it keeps going off.
Well, I like it. I like that on the button, on the ball kind of news. That's my kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. One thing we done on this show, we don't play games either.
There we go. All right. Jerome, we might as well go to I think it's his brother, isn't it? So Aston Villa English midfielder Carney Chukwuemeka is being tracked by a number of Premier League clubs, including Manchester United and Manchester City. Is his brother just as good as him?
Oh, mate, he's better.
Oh yeah.
Better. So he's only 17, Carney, Caleb's brother, and he joined Villa when he was 12 from Northampton. Central midfielder. They reckon that this guy is one of the best midfielders for his age group in the country.
Oh wow.
He's already been on the bench for Villa's first team in February. And you remember when Villa played Liverpool in the Cup earlier on this season? They played a host of
young players.
So he was supposed to be involved that day, but they did like COVID tests and he had to self-isolate. Otherwise, he would have been on the bench then. He's a imposing central midfielder, very classy, confident, relaxed. Sometimes it looks like he's in second gear, and he's sort of likened himself to Pogba. That's who he thinks he plays like. But
he's very similar to his brother with his footwork, isn't he? They've been practicing the garden together because the little touch, he just takes it out of his feet, brings it back, little shimmy. Love that.
But if you like read what people write about him, they reckon this guy is like he's going to be
the next big thing
up there. Yeah, they think he needs to score some more goals, like get involved a bit more. But he's like on the ball and his actual sort of work off the ball is he's blinding. Very talented player. Very talented player.
Looks top drawer. Looks very, very, very good prospect. Thanks for that, Jerome.
Yeah.
Steve, let's go to you. Everton and Max Aarons, and potentially an alternative to Max Aarons as well.
Yeah, I mean, we all thought that the Everton to Max Aarons was done and dusted, but believe it or not, he's at it again. The words coming out from Brands from the Everton sporting director is that he no longer fits the profile of Everton after talks. Now he literally wants assurances of playing time again, and Everton can't do it because this transfer was done. This was done. This was done. Even Fabrizio Romario tweeted the other day that this was done. But I spoke to my contact earlier, and this now it's finished, just like that, because he no longer fits the profile. So I assume he's just been in and done what he's done with all the other clubs. I can't believe it.
If there's any of the clubs of the 4 that he's spoken to, or 3 that he's spoken to, which was like United, Barcelona, and Bayern Munich, Everton's the club that you're probably going to try and throw that in there. I want assurances of my game time, but you've also got to remember that Everton are having a really good season. Seamus Coleman's back from his injury, from his broken leg, and he's doing well since he's come back in. I think they had who else they're playing there? They've had other players playing there, and they've done well. So I just, I understand he wants game time, but then just have another season at Norwich. Just have another season. Tell your agent to calm down, turn it in, and stay at Norwich for another season.
Because it was so because last week we were speaking about it, Max Aarons, and we actually said last week, people could go and have a look, that Everton would be a good club for Max Aarons, and the next day, it was literally seemed to be done and done. It was going to Everton. That this was just a conversation between the 3 of us, people out there. This wasn't something that we knew. It was just a conversation. And it was just unbelievable coincidence. The next day, he was literally done and dusted. Fabrizio Romario had retweeted it. But no, I mean, now they're looking at Lamptey, Brighton. And also, they have been in talks, and they are in talks with Diego Dalot.
Man United.
So now they're looking everywhere for a right back. They seem to be pretty desperate for one. way there.
Yeah, if you look at the names that they're being linked with, or the names that they're speaking to, though, I mean, they're not bad. Very good players. Dalot is a very good player. Just didn't quite have it at Man United. I don't know what it is. He is a good player. AC Milan seems to love him. Lamperty, top player, top young prospect. So again, Everton in the transfer market look like they're going to be doing the business, because Marcel Brands is the reason why they gave him an extension on his contract.
That's right. Yeah, they did, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, just going on the
yeah.
right back stakes of Everton, they've also been offered Kieran Trippier from Atletico Madrid. That's all I know about that. It needs to be looked into a bit more after the show. I will, but all I know is that they was offered Kieran Trippier as well.
All right, thanks for that, Steve. Cheers for that. Wolves have joined the hunt for Chelsea striker Tammy Abraham. Another Premier League club is also club in London is also reportedly interested in the striker. West Ham, maybe. I mean, these are the sort of clubs he should be going to. If he wants regular game time, before he can essentially prove himself to be a top 4 Premier League striker, which is what he obviously wants. I think the best move for him is to move out of Chelsea and get some game time and prove your worth.
There's a lot of good young strikers about. I mean, another link today was Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Everton want 80 million of him, so it just went in one ear and out the other, and I don't even know. If it was a proper link, to be honest with you.
80 million for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's had a good season. He's had a good season. 80 million, like, come on, man. Like, PSG goalkeeper Keylor Navas signed a new contract until 2024. Spotify owner Daniel Eek is totally serious about buying Arsenal, has funds to complete the deal. Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira and Dennis Bergkamp are completely committed. Apparently that would be more of a staffing role for them as opposed to any sort of higher end role.
Ambassador roles.
Eek is open to having a fan's representation on the Arsenal board. I don't know who that would be. That'd be a tough one to choose, because they'd have to have everyone's best interest at heart, and he'd have to have quite a broad mindset, open to it'll be a hard choice there of who you're going to pick.
Well, offer's going in this week, isn't it? So it's serious.
Yeah. Florian Balogun has committed his future to Arsenal until 2025. His response was, "My home, my heart. See you soon, Gooners." Looks like Lacazette's on his way out, and Eddie and Nketiah as well. It looks like Florian Balogun will be taking up one of them striker roles. Cardiff City striker. Cardiff City own a race for Sheffield Wednesday star Josh Windass, son of former Bradford City midfield striker Dean Windass, and Barnsley as well. The playmaker scored 10 goals and scored 10 assists for the Championship strugglers across all competitions this season. Steve, you've got a bit of Villarreal and Arsenal related news.
Yep, Villarreal and Arsenal Thursday. Don't forget, we'll be doing our pre-match and post-match on that, so don't miss it. We've got some bit of transfer news from Villarreal. We've already spoke about Paul Torres and the possibility that a big possibility that he could go to Manchester United. I must admit, I've not seen much of Paul Torres. I know he's a quality player. I've seen him now and again, when the European matches, and he looks good. Is he a Manchester United centre back? Jerome?
Good,
I think he's excellent.
Yeah,
I think he's the last year and a bit. I think he's improved a lot, and I think we'll see that tomorrow night. I think he'll. I think he'd get into most teams, to be honest.
Yeah, well, when we had Reyes on, and asked Reyes, his answer was categorically yes, and that was That was last season. And with that, I asked him if he had the physical presence to play in the English Premier League, and he said, easy. Very good on the ball, got good pace, good strength, reads the game well. So he's looks like a very good defender.
Yeah, him and Bailly would be a good partnership, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Compare them.
I just wonder what's going to happen with one of Lindelof. Is Lindelof on his way out? I don't know how you can keep all four. If you're looking to bring in a Varane, a Paul Torres, did they offer Bailly like exceptional amount of money to stay if he wasn't happy, or was he just playing? Was he playing games when he was saying he wasn't happy with his game time and he was just calling their bluff? Well, it just seems an odd one. They're going to have four solid international class defenders.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's a good point. Maybe they know that Bailly's injury record ain't the greatest.
Yeah,
so
maybe
have him in your squad, and he will play for you. But he'll pick up injuries. So, but he's a fantastic defender to have when he's fit. Maybe that's it.
I mean, if you are going to try and balance it out, and it's hoped that one of your defenders gets injured every now and again, so they can't really moan about not playing. I mean, if you could have that sort of balance, that witchcraft, I mean, exceptional, but it's very risky.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you can keep them all happy, then who am I to say anything about having four top class centre backs in your team?
But the thing is as well, but you're forgetting someone as well. You're forgetting about Nzembe.
Oh yeah.
Which makes it 4 centre back. Now he's a quality prospect.
Yeah.
So I'd like to know what they've told Bailey.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Is he okay? Nzembe still may have a little bit to learn, so he probably might not be expected to start. But if Torres comes in, he's going to want to start. And Maguire, I'm assuming he's starting. I don't know. And then you got Lindelof, and we'll have to wait and see, I suppose. Just go back to Villarreal. Real Betis defender Alicia Mendy has agreed to join Villarreal on a free transfer this summer. Mendy is 29, very experienced player, an Algerian international. Who's made over 150 appearances for Real Betis since joining them in 2016. Like I said, he's a quality player, and like just what we was talking about with Tagliafico. He's hard as nails, and he tackles you just by looking at him. You know, he's one of them. He's very intelligent. Again, his position's excellent, and he's got an excellent eye for a pass. He's got this habit of from the centre, hitting long balls of like 40 yards that goes pinpoint, to the centre forward's feet. He's like a playmaker from the centre half position. So he's going to be a good attribute. Especially free summer. Free transfer. So that's Alicia Mendy, Mendy to look at for Real Madrid, but you won't see him tomorrow because it won't be happening until the summer. Barcelona, they've been linked with Pedraza, the Valencia Villarreal wing back. He signed a new contract in the summer, and so it might be a bit awkward for Barcelona. But I don't know how much he would cost. But literally today, Chelsea have became interested in him, and hence Villarreal has slapped on him a £35 million release clause. So this Pedraza is a quality player. Also, someone we all know, someone Jerome knows, and I think someone Jerome likes. He'll probably say, "What are you on about, Steve? You never know what you're talking about." But Villarreal have been heavily linked with Gerard Deulofeu of Udinese. Unai Emery is a massive fan of him, the ex-Barcelona playmaker. He's not getting on with the coach at Udinese, Luca Gotti, and Villarreal are willing to pay 10 million for him. That offer's gone in, and they're waiting for word back from Udinese to see if they can get Deulofeu in the summer. That's some transfer news for our Villarreal Spanish friends. I can't wish you good luck tomorrow night. I would love to. And then we go on to Arsenal. Jonathan David is being tracked by Arsenal and Manchester United again. They're both Arsenal. They're both looking at for a striker this summer, as we well know. David, big Arsenal fan, was very vocal when he was saying that he was very disappointed and said that the move didn't unfold last summer when he thought that the deal was done after agreeing personal terms with Arsenal. So keep an eye on that one. There seems to be a lot of, and ahhing as far as Arsenal up front goes. We'll keep you updated on that. Then we've got Danny Ceballos. He wants to go. He wants to go back to Spain, and now he's been quoted to say, "I've had enough. I want to go back to Spain this summer." Well, Danny, so do I. I want to go back to Spain this summer. I ain't been for a few years. I'm dying for an holiday. But but seriously, he don't like the Premiership. He loves the Liga.
It's not for him, is it?
No,
it's not for him.
No.
The Premier League ain't for him. He's a very good player, but the Premier League is not. It's not for Danny Ceballos.
He's more suited to the Liga. Yeah.
He's still got a 2-year contract left at Madrid. Whether he'll get back in there, I don't know. But Real Betis are interested as a possible destination. Martin Odegaard looks certain to go back to Madrid after Florentino Perez has said there is no way he's staying at Arsenal and we are selling him. I wonder why he said that. He was very, very...
Maybe because as soon as he says Martin Odegaard's not going anywhere, an English tabloid will come out and say Martin Odegaard still has a chance of joining Arsenal. Because that's just what they like to do.
So that'd be both of them gone. We was thinking about which one should we have? Should we have one or get rid of one, or should we have them both? Well, it doesn't look like we're having any.
Yeah. So let's see who Arsenal look to bring in as a replacement for Martin Odegaard. And as Jerome said very clearly, they've set a bar. Martin Odegaard has had a good start to his time at Arsenal, although a couple of injuries. That's got to be the bar that Arsenal set when they look to get in a replacement. Jerome, you had a little look at one of Villarreal's young prospects.
Yeah, definitely. So this is Jeremy Pino, 18-year-old winger.
Yeah,
been with Villarreal since 2017, and when he joined them in 2017, apparently he could have joined Barca, but chose Villarreal instead. He's captained Spanish youth sides before, and he's made 17 appearances for the first team. You know who he reminds me of a little bit is his movement, his body shape, his passing technique.
Cazorla.
You know who? I'll tell you, a little bit like Alexis Sanchez. Likes to cut inside from the left onto his right foot, but just his appearance, the way he moves his body, just reminds me of Alexis.
Low centre of gravity.
Yeah, good work rate, presses defenders. Quite lively. That's a nice bit of skill there. Yeah, he looks like a tidy player. Yeah.
Decent. Thank you very much.
Like Alexis, the way he moves.
I did. There was a little bit where he did a back heel, and even the way he stood there looked like Alexis Sanchez. It hurt to see.
Yeah. Was he moaning?
No, he was kicking something like a water bottle or something. But what he was doing is just making sure everyone was watching.
And his arms up in the air.
Then he's like, I'm so angry. Is everyone watching? Yeah, I'm so angry. I just want to let everyone know how I'm not happy with how it's going now.
I thought you were going to say he was playing a piano.
Yeah, yeah. He'd play a violin right at the halfway line, just as he's coming off, stamping his feet, letting everyone know he's not happy with how we played. Absolute nonsense.
Yeah.
Everyone fell for it. All right. Calafiore Martinez looks like he'll be signing a new contract extension, taking him up to 2025 at Inter Milan. After having talked with Manchester City last week, his agent said he's happy to stay at the club. The clear out begins at Barcelona. Juan Laporte fires CEO Oscar Grue.
Do you know what as well? Messi never got on with him at all. And this is a bit of a coincidence that, you know, he's fired him and now they're having dinner, having their paella.
And he's happy to take half his wages.
Having a good chat. And by the way, it looks like a 2-year contract. I'm getting news for all the time.
Very good. Thanks for that, Steve.
And he wants to go to America, apparently.
Afterwards, is it New York?
I don't know. I'm giving you good stuff here. We've got these American stuff.
We're trying to be ahead of the curve, mate.
Head of the curve. Right. I don't know, mate. I really don't know. He wants to play in America and he wants to play into his 40s.
Oh, very good. He'll be able to do that in America. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Arsenal coach Mikel Arteta wants the owners to have a closer relationship with the Arsenal fans, as he believes they would be surprised after they got to know him.
And that's the end of the show.
He's starting himself a bloody death warrant there, isn't he?
Jesus.
Keep your head down. Like you're fighting for the other team. And last but not least, a little bit of news on Bissouma.
Yeah, Yves Bissouma, if I've pronounced it right. The agent, I've been told, seems to be doing a lot of exaggerating on where he's going and what he's doing and who he's talking to. Liverpool, they want there's a lot of news about Liverpool wanting him. Liverpool want a replacement for Gini Wijnaldum. Where it looks like he's going to Barcelona, but whether he does or not, they still want a replacement for him. What Liverpool have said is that he's too young and he's too inexperienced to go into a Liverpool midfield, and if they just bought him and then he just goes and sat on the bench, then he would just disappear, and his agent, wouldn't allow him that. But he's too inexperienced to play for Liverpool for what they want him for, and there's never been that much interest of him. There was interest, but again, they're just pricing him out the market, 40 million. And what it would mean, Liverpool would be paying 40 million for someone to sit on the bench.
Not quite there, yeah.
And people, you've only got it's not happening. Not at that price. 20 million maybe, but not. Not.
Which
not
means that Brighton ain't going to get rid of their best midfielder for 20 million. So that is not a deal that'll be happening anytime soon. Let's quickly. We've got 1 minute left. I would like to answer Craig's question, Steve. Who would each of you choose to come in and take over the number 9 shirt at Arsenal? This was in response to this question when you spoke about Jonathan David's interest there. So Craig's also asked, who would you get as in the number 9, the realistic signing? Trying to keep it under an hour, Steve. Quick, boom, your turn.
Realistic. I'm glad you put realistic, Craig. Very sensible Arsenal fans' words, if you are an Arsenal fan. Realistic wise, I would like to see, which would be no surprise to the boys, Andre Silva of Eintracht Frankfurt.
Okay, Jerome, who would you like to see as a realistic option for Arsenal at number 9?
Yeah, great question, Craig. I'm going to go with Marley. I think Odson Edouard.
Yeah,
I'd go with him. But it's a great question, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the strikers, because there's a lot of them on the books at the moment, and I think Arsenal do need one more, considering they'll let a couple go in the summer.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with Jerome and Marley there as well. Odsonne Edouard, I think when you've got he's already a player I like to look off. We've kept tracks on him since we started this show. Actually, one of the first signings or one of the first transfer links that we spoke about. Since then, a lot of clubs who like who like prospects and has a good eye for these up and coming players like Brendan Rodgers is a big fan of Edouard as well. Jonathan Daka, another great shout there.
Yeah, good shout.
Good shout there. Very good player. Scores goals. Very pacey. Still raw, but I don't mind that. At the end of the day, Arsenal have Aubameyang who should be scoring goals on a regular basis next season. So having someone who's a little bit raw but has got so many good other attributes would be a good thing. I wouldn't complain about that. So Daka, Edouard, two good options. Steve, Silva. Me personally, I'm not one for Silva. I think he's a very good player. Fox in the box. I just think, Arsenal need something different. Someone with a bit more of everything. On that note, we're done. I cannot go any longer. I said an hour. We've gone a minute and a half afterwards. Great questions, guys. Feel free to throw in your questions. I'm going to be doing more questions and answers towards the end of the show. I know you guys are regulars, so you remember when we used to do it. We're going to bring that back. We like to interact with you lot. So throw in your questions.
I'll always be there. I'll always be there answering your comments. So put them in there. You'll get an answer, boys.
Info and Basuma. Glenn, don't worry. When the show finishes, just press rewind, mate. Scoot to the end. You'll see it. Basically, Liverpool, Basuma, it looks like it's not going to happen because they want 40 million and Liverpool saying he's too inexperienced enough to do the job and come straight into their midfield. So they don't want 40 million pound player sitting on the bench. In a nutshell, there you go, Glenn. All right. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, Steve.
Yep, brilliant. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'll see you in the comments and I'll see you Thursday.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us, Jerome, tonight.
Yeah, pleasure. Cheers, everyone. Thanks.
I think that must have been a record amount of players that Jerome did a player profile on. He actually had more and said to me, please, Kieran, no more. Please, no more. I said, all right, we're saving for Sunday then. We're saving for Sunday. True story. As Steve said, make sure you join us tomorrow. 7 o'clock, the team news comes out. So we'll be hitting you up with the team news for the Man United and Roma game at 7:15 and the Arsenal and Villarreal game at 7:30. Make sure you join us there. We're going to be there for pre-match and post-match. Peace out, people. Stay safe and wash your